Hey everyone, this is John Robinson at Blueprint. Today is November 30th, 2021, and this is the monthly asset allocation update video. We produced this video as a supplement to the longer form written piece where this month we talk about having a process for expressing gratitude. This is the season to slow down and be thankful. And for us, we wanted to take the opportunity in this month's note to express our gratitude for you and your clients and for giving us the ability to do what we love and what we're passionate about and to serve you. So if you haven't done so already, I'd ask you to go back and read that piece because we are grateful for you and we're grateful that we get the opportunity to serve you on a daily basis. So let's talk about Blueprint's rules-based process and how asset allocation changes are taking place as we head into December. First and foremost, U.S. equities. U.S. equities are increasing. They're taking on the handed off exposure from weaker international equities, and that's emerging and foreign developed. Emerging is now in a longer term downtrend, so we're taking that exposure off, handing it to U.S. It's been in an intermediate term downtrend now for several months and is clearly, just on a quantitative basis, the weakest segment in equities. Foreign developed is now in an intermediate term downtrend. It's been weak as well, not as weak as emerging. It's taken a little bit more time to decline to the point where an intermediate term downtrend was established. We got that now, and we're going to hand that exposure off to U.S. equities. So that leaves us overweight U.S. equities and underweight and almost at our minimum allocation to foreign stocks. Real estate remains unchanged. It's been the strongest segment or asset class that we have in the portfolio year to date, and that remains the case through November. On the fixed income side, we're really seeing trends drive us to more of a barbell allocation, which is to say we're on the shortest end of the curve, and now we're moving into the longest end of the curve and avoiding the middle. So in this case, we have a intermediate term uptrend now that has emerged in longer term bonds. So because of our handoff process, we'll simply take the handed off portion that was in short term bonds and begin to buy and get exposure to the long end of the curve. TIPS, they remain strong, probably the strongest segment within all of fixed income. And there will be no change to exposure there as rising trends are maintained both in the intermediate and long term. Short duration fixed income, I talked about this a little bit earlier, which is it will decrease not because of its absolute weakness on the trend perspective, but because it's simply handing that exposure back to longer term bonds. Alternatives, we express this at least currently using gold. Gold remains really choppy in a sideways pattern if you were to look at a chart, and the trends remain down both in the intermediate and long term, so no change there. As you look at it on a graph, really two changes are happening. The biggest change is that emerging and international are decreasing in favor of U.S. stocks, where we'll continue to overweight U.S. stocks as we have for really most of the past 24 to 36 months. And the other change is we'll go up slightly in the duration of our fixed income book by selling short duration bonds and buying longer term bonds. So what are the key takeaways? Well, equity markets, because of the new variant that has come out, fear has increased, which means volatility has increased, but U.S. equities remain by far the strongest segment of the entire equity complex. And we've been overweight that for some time, and we'll add to that overweight position as we go into December. So as you think about U.S. equities and where that strength lies, it's really across the board, but mostly large and mega caps. And so when I say U.S. equities, what we're really doing is we're pushing more into large and mega cap U.S. equities because that's where the trends have us and that's where the strength currently lies. So lastly here, we talk about process all the time. This is what we're about. This is really what Blueprint stands for, is having a process, whether that's a sales and marketing process, a communication process, or probably most importantly for us, and investment process that answers all the relevant questions to remove emotion from the decision-making process and to give you something that has continuity and repeatability. Well, this month we apply that in a slightly different way, and that is to gratitude. And we're encouraging you and really ourselves to continue or develop your own process for expressing gratitude. And as I mentioned early in the video, one of the things we're most grateful for, which this season gives us room to really express, and that's you. You allow us to do what we're passionate about. You allow us to do what we love to do, and that's to build high efficacy investment strategies that we get to partner with you and apply to client portfolios to help and really come alongside you in helping your clients achieve their goals. So we're very grateful for that. We're very grateful for you. We're very grateful for having a process that allows us to do that. So again, if you haven't read the longer form note, I would encourage you to do that. It says a lot of the same things here, but hopefully a little bit more eloquently. So as we move into the end of the year, you're going to be having probably some, depending on what part of the country you're in, a little bit more client communication as we head into the end of the year, whether that's tax questions, whether that's holiday gatherings. How can we help you with that? Right now we're doing a lot of end of year, or at least planning a lot of end of year client calls where we'll talk about the prior year. We'll talk about 21, how it's transpired and how the portfolios have adapted to this changing environment and how they might adapt going forward. So if that's of interest to you, reach out to us. We'd love to partner up with you on that and really assist you in communicating to your clients exactly what's going on in their portfolios. If you want to reach out to us, call us, email us, go to blueprintip.com, find out who you need to reach out to. You see my email on the screen and my number, so please feel free to reach out to me directly. So with that, we wish you a very joyful and hopefully restful holiday season. It's often a time of, at least for me, craziness in my schedule, and busyness maybe is a better word. But our hope for you is that you can find time to slow down, be grateful, and really experience the joy of what the holidays are about. So have a great December. And until the end of December, we wish you all the best. Thanks for being with us today.